I'm just gonna have it out to the side for now, but we'll just do our regular little warm up that I like to do. Let me see my angle, if you can see my head or not. I just need to tilt the camera just a smidge. Again, just grab a chair if you have one at hand. We don't necessarily need the chair. It's only going to be used for a few of the exercises today. But like I said, I've had a bit of input last night from somebody that wanted a little bit more cardio today, so I might just kind of make this a little bit more cardio heavy. And again, I'm actually going to start adding a few more challenging exercises today. So if you can keep up, awesome. If you can't keep up, again, you just stay with the progression that you feel comfortable sticking with. If, again, you're finding pain or difficulty, then you're just going to sit that out. Obviously, we aren't trying to make it painful. Obviously, it's supposed to get the muscles activated. It's supposed to keep you with a health routine, but again, you're just going at your own pace. It's not meant to replace physio by any means. More just, again, to keep a bit of a health routine going. And we'll just go with legs to the side and then bend down side to side. So again, that's my little precursor to all these classes. And this is not meant to replace any physio whatsoever. Get the arm going. It's just meant to do some exercises, get your heart rate up, kind of keep you in a bit of normalcy out there. So Don was helping us out yesterday. I think he's going to become a regular Wednesday instructor. And then Monday upcoming, I have another one of our physio members, Stephanie, who works at our Vancouver office, volunteered to do it Monday. We'll just do some our cat and cow. So I'm going to bring my head down toward my knees, arch up my mid back, and then tuck my tail underneath. And then opposite, I'm going to stick my bum out, drop my chest, and then look up. I don't think we have too many people today, but I'm basically going to potentially wean down our classes a little bit. It's like I said, amazing that I get to have a bit of routine, but I'm actually starting to get a bit burnt out personally. It's actually, there's a lot going on, as you can imagine, and as everyone else does too. I don't want to play that up too much, but we really have a lot of balls juggling right now. And I actually come down to our Coquitlam office to do this. And just that in itself is quite time consuming. So likely next week I'm going to probably be down to 3 times a week, especially considering we might have hopefully a solid Mondays instructor, Stephanie, and last one here. Okay, I'm going to do our thread the needle. So again, 4-point kneel. I'm going to start with my right hand planted, my left hand's going to go through the armpit. And considering our numbers are kind of weaning down a little bit on our classes, again, not to say that you guys out there are not important. I definitely want to make sure that we're helping all the community members that do follow, and I know certain days are probably more popular than others. But I'm likely going to wean down to Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. Stephanie hopefully will take over Mondays. Don will do Wednesday. I'll do Fridays, for example. And then again, we're just going to be reaching through, keeping your arm perpendicular to your body, following my eyes to the moving hand. So again, we're getting neck rotation, and then keeping that kind of stronger, proud chest, like I say, so you're not collapsing through your shoulder. Switching up the hands, with my back cracking, and you might feel that a little bit too, which is nice. Again, it's just because I don't get to do these rotational movements very often, as I'm imagining most people out there don't either. It's really nice to expose your spine and even just your body in general to the natural movements that your back and body should be doing on a daily basis. And because a lot of us are office workers out there, you don't put your body through these kind of natural normal movements every day. So again, that's why it's kind of awesome that we're doing these classes, at least as much as we can. Okay, so we're going to do that lunge position, 1 knee back, 1 foot forward, same type of movements, reaching through my armpit, sticking my hand up and over, following my eyes to that moving hand. And again, the foot elevated as we have kind of the lunge position should get a little bit more of that groin. Hip abductor stretches as you're going. Again, only pushing to that point where you're comfortable. Feeling the stretch at both extremes of the movement. And obviously breathing throughout. Just go one more. All right, and last one here. Very good. The other side, so again, one leg down, one hand down. The arm rotating up and through the armpit and then up and above. My eyes are following that hand of the moving arm to allow that neck rotation, keeping that chest nice and tall or strong. Hand, as you move it up, should be pretty much straight up in the air, so pointing directly above you. I'm not necessarily on an angle or anything. We'll go a couple more here. Last one. Very good. Okay, so like I said, today we're doing a little bit more of a cardio focus because, like I said, I got a couple of our viewers out there asking for a little bit more cardio. So I might do a bit less exercises, but kind of more progressions of similar exercises and try to focus a little bit more on a cardio aspect of them. But again, I'm just going to start easy for those out there that just need a little bit of an easier progression. Again, if you do have your armchair beside you and you need a little bit of support, use it for support. Kind of like so, or get closer to the wall, the door frame. I'm just going to do a static lunge. Again, just kind of warm up a little bit. This is kind of part of our warm up, let's just say. But as we were doing these yesterday, I mean, I know Dom did a little bit more of a hamstring glute, front leg forward, front leg weighted lunge. I'm going to stick my back weighted lunge. Again, you could really vary this as much as you want. Now that you know a couple of varieties of this exercise, I'll show back you know some varieties now, so you can kind of play with it on your own and kind of make up the program as you see fit and what you want to target a little bit more. I am going to do a little bit of a back weighted lunge personally, so a little bit more of my weight is a back leg, maybe 60-40, 60 in the back, 40 in the front. Again, though, that's your call. I'm just going to leave that to you. I think most of the people today watching here have been in my class for a number of sessions, so you kind of get the gist of what we're up to. Let's go a couple more. Again, I'm not really counting. I don't usually count. Dom was actually really awesome at counting yesterday, and I'm glad he was, because I know some people are very peculiar about counting. Just actually turn my camera a little, you can see my feet. I'll just do that nice wide lunge, so a little bit wider than hip width, let's say. Longer kind of forward back stride than you may think. Again, for those reasons that as you squat down, my knee should be right over my ankle ideally. If you kind of think about a plane coming off, or like a line coming off the tip of your toes straight up, the knee does not cross that in the front. And again, I'm personally putting a little bit more weight in the back foot to get more of a quad activated exercise here. But again, if you wanted to switch it up and kind of practice with how Dom was doing yesterday, because he wanted to just throw kind of a curveball or change up for you, he added a little bit more of a front weighted lunge, and that works just as well. Okay, we'll just shake that out. Okay, like I said, I'm going to kind of do a little bit more of a cardio aspect. Basically, I'm going to choose 2 exercises, and we're going to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then make each one harder and harder and harder, and add a bit more cardio component. So I'm going to start with just a chair push-up. Again, if you're feeling you're a really strong person, you don't need the chair. 100% you don't need to use it. If you're finding the chair is actually hard, you could do these from a wall, or like a desk or a kitchen table, for example. Again, just make sure it's solid. Don't be leaning on some flimsy card table that is going to collapse under your body weight. I'm going to use the seat of the chair personally for this one, just for an example, but if you have a solid armchair, the arms are fine. So obviously the higher your body is, easier it's going to be on you. So you choose the difficulty you want to do. We've done a bunch of push-ups already for those that have been following us for the last couple of weeks. So you choose your difficulty level where you're comfortable. Again, I'm just starting with an easier progression. Trying to let my chest basically just fall down toward the seat of the chair. My elbows are pretty close to my body. If you can see that or not, but maybe about a 30 degrees angle out. So I have a bit of gap between my body and my elbows, but not a whole lot. Like I'm definitely not flaring out to the side of my elbow. That just puts a heck of a lot of strain in your shoulders. And again, not the point of this exercise.
Want to keep that nice solid straight line from my head to my heels. I like to engage through my tummy, so a little bit of that bracing sensation through my stomach, like someone's going to punch me in the stomach, but I'm bracing for it. And then a little bit of squeeze to the butt to allow that spine to be nice and protected and solid. Okay, we'll take that out a little bit. Okay, so again, like I said, we're progressing through different variations of the same two exercises, but just making more and more challenging as we go. So my next one, I'm just going to do a forward and back lunge. So a big step forward. My same plant in the leg is just going to keep it down, but my right leg in this instance is going forward. I lunge into it and then back. Again, my cues is that, I guess let's call it the back leg, which is changing. So your back leg changes as you step forward and step back. But again, I kind of put a little bit more weight on the back leg, whatever position you're in. And then you're just still bending that back leg straight up and down, so that basically just dropping through it. As I step forward and push off, I'm pushing off my heel. As I step back and step forward, I'm pushing off my toe. So that I'm pushing my heel. This I'm pushing off my toe. And again, that will kind of incorporate those principles that Dom was talking about yesterday, where I do kind of focus a little bit more on my hamstring when my legs in the front there. I'm hoping you can see me in the camera okay. This is a little bit harder. I'll do the next one at a side angle so you can kind of see that a little bit better. Let's go one more forward, one more back. Again, trying to get a bit more cardio into this as well as the strength. Just shake that out. Just try to remember what leg you had planted. So I have my left leg as my stationary leg. I may have my right leg this time. I'll face this way so you can see me. So again, we're going to get into that. So my right leg is planted this time. My left leg is my mover. So again, I'm pushing off my heel when that foot's in the front, pushing off the toe when it's in the back. You can alternate arms, kind of like a running hand swing, arm swing. I am still thinking that nice alignment down my legs. My hip, my knee, and my foot are staying in a nice solid plane, not letting those knees collapse. I know kind of Dom and I always allude to that's purpose of keeping your legs straight is actually several reasons, but one being it puts a lot of strain through the knee joint. It's usually your knees collapsing or bending towards each other. It means you're not engaging your glutes enough, so you need to just get a little bit extra butt squeeze. And there's a lot going on here, so hopefully you can keep up. And again, go a couple more. If these are challenging, then you're just going to stick to that stationary lunge. Last one. Because like I said, I'm kind of going at a faster pace today. We have a smaller group, and I'm starting to recognize some of the names out there. So hopefully you can keep up. And again, if you cannot, that's totally fine. You're just sticking to the progression that you're comfortable with. You can see I'm pretty winded. So I'm hoping you're getting a bit of workout, get the heart rate up, get a little bit of that base sweat going. Okay, so my next push-up variety, I'm going to add, they call them wall climbers, into my push-up. So as I push up, I'm going to kind of stick my leg up, like you're kind of like Spider-Man climbing up a wall. So I'll push up, kick my knee up, and then out, down, kick my knee up and back up. I just want to show you what that's going to look like. So we'll get into that again. So again, that nice straight body, kick up the leg, and back up. So what I'm trying to do actually is add a pause and some balance work. So I'm pausing at the bottom to kind of give me that extra bit of resistance while I hold. Lift up one leg, so then my body's got to adjust kind of the weight shift. And then, like I said, adding that 2-3 second hold at the bottom of my push-up to add that extra degree of difficulty. Again, when I'm thinking that straight line from my head to my heels, so I'm trying to keep my back solid and straight by engaging through my core. Like I said, we brace, I call it. So somebody's going to kick me in the belly and you're just bracing for the impact. And then squeezing through my butt a little bit, just to give my back that extra bit of support. If you're always finding these challenging, drop the leg, because that adds quite a lot of degree of difficulty. If you're finding from the chair is really tough, take a breather. Again, you can just use the wall and just do wall push-ups with the leg even or without. or just elevate your hands a bit higher to the arms if you've got an armchair, or from like a kitchen counter, or like a solid desk. Like I said, the higher your angle of your body is to do your push-up, the easier it's going to be. So you can adjust your push-up as you need. Holy cow, I'm winning. Okay. So I'm going to do just a variation of the lunge right now. I'm not going to necessarily do lunges. We'll save some harder lunges for the second. Got my timer today. But what I'm going to do is kind of a squat jump to like a jumping jack, let's call it. So I'm going to squat and then like out wide. So again, I'm going to speed that up a little bit. You can go your own pace. Obviously, slow is not necessarily a bad thing. Slow actually means you're nice and slow and controlled. It just doesn't maybe get the cardio up as much. So I'll leave you to decide your pace and your speed. Obviously, like I say, up the speed, up the cardio, slower the speed, add more, kind of a strength component. But again, you should be doing cardio in both aspects. I'm doing a bit of a wider squat, so almost a sumo squat, as we kind of reviewed the other day. With the squat, again, I still kind of think I'm sitting back. So instead of just thinking, oh, I gotta bend my knees, it's more about driving my hips behind me, trying to keep my chest tall. So I'm not really trying to like bring my chest toward my knees like that. It's more about bending, driving my hips behind me, and as a result, bending my knees. Holy cow, one more. Oh gosh. It's killing me a little bit today, but again, it's kind of, you're sticking with the pace that you can handle. You're sticking with those progressions that you can handle. You don't necessarily need to follow me to a T. You can shorten up your reps a little bit. Maybe do 2-3 reps, have a breather. 2-3 more reps, have a breather. And incorporate like that. Or like I say, you can just take a step back and stick to the progressions that you feel more comfortable with. Okay, so my next push-up variety is basically a floor push-up. So I'm going to drop my legs for this one just because I said we're going to make it a little bit harder on push-up. Oops. By going from the lower angle, more horizontal angle. So again, if you do want to add in that leg kick, the rock climbers and mountain climbers, you can go ahead and do so. I need to breathe it personally. I'm just going to go straight up push-up. Your call. Again, obviously for me, works just as well. For those that find that's a challenging progression of this, so feel free to go for your knees. I'm going to go for my toes, just because I like to be able to challenge myself, but I feel I can do this safely with good technique, and that's really how you're going to determine can I do this or not. Your technique. So it's always quality over quantity. I'd rather you much do 10 high quality push-ups for your knees than like 5 crappy, sorry for the French, push-ups from your toes, because you're just putting yourself in a position to get injured. Finish that off for my knees because I'm tired. And again, you be the judge of that. Obviously, I can't see what you're doing. Everyone's got their cameras off, which is fine, obviously. And we're not really here to do correctives. That would be what the personalized tele-rehab or virtual physio sessions would be for. So if you do want to have a more personalized plan targeted you, then again, we are now fully launched with our virtual physio, where you'll get a one-on-one session with one of our registered physios. A lot of the plans have now come on board, so the insurance company are now covering it. Typically, you have to be a current client of ours. They're really being sticky about the assessment piece. Well, and not all, but a few of the insurance companies out there are saying we don't want you to do assessments over the tele-rehab or the virtual physio platforms. They want us to do that in person. But because we're not open and our staff is kind of scared to come to work, we can't do that in-person visit right now. So you'll probably just be following us along on these workout videos that we're doing at lunch. Holy cow. Whew. Grab a little water if you need. I'm getting pretty tired. Okay, So I mean, like I said, I expect people out there to find this challenging. I hope you guys find it challenging. As you can tell, I'm finding it pretty challenging myself. Okay, so my next exercise, I'm gonna do a jump squat, or sorry, a jump lunge. So I'm gonna get down to my lunge and then just jump into scissor feet, scissor, I guess it's called it, and then down to the other side. So again, all the same concepts apply. It's really an up and down movement. You're not trying to go forward and back with my lunge. I want a pretty wide stance in terms of hip width or more through my feet, so don't let your feet cross, obviously. And you want to go pretty wide, like forward and back too. You want to kind of do these little steppy things. And again, this is a tough exercise, so don't feel you need to do it if you're finding you've got knee pain or other pain of any kind, dizziness, headaches, chest pain, etc. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to try to do 20, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to try to get my knee as close to the ground as possible, but actually not touch. So I'll do a few maybe on the side angle for you guys. And I'll do a couple facing forward just so you can see kind of how my legs look. Okay, that was 10. I try to have my feet touch the ground at the same time too. So that you kind of have that single land, not kind of like with your feet. Easier said than done. And again, maybe just do 2 or 3, have a break. 2 or 3 more, have a break. I don't even know what I'm counting is, but I'm exhausted. 1 more. Oh boy. Holy cow. So I hope you got a pretty good burn, not only in the quads and the butt, but your lungs are getting a good workout. I think for this COVID thing, since it is a respiratory thing, having your lungs healthy as possible is a really fantastic idea. I mean, for the social distancing, washing hands and all that fun stuff. But having your lungs at 100% peak performance is actually a fantastic thing this time because of this COVID respiratory illness. I'm just gonna walk that off. I'm super bagged, holy cow. Shake that out. And again, you're sticking with those progressions that you're comfortable with. We can say maybe just doing a few reps and then breather. A few reps and breather if you can't keep up the pace. Those jump lunges are pretty hard. So try not to be discouraged if you find those are too much for you or you just can't keep up with the pace, etc. Okay, that's totally normal. As you can even see myself, I'm having a hard time keeping up with the program I put together today. Whew. Okay, so my push-up variation for this guy, for this set, is basically the same floor push-up, but I'm gonna add the rock climber back in, so I'm gonna add those knees out to the side. And again, I'm gonna try to go for my toes for as many as I can, and then I might drop down to my knees just to finish it off, because it's pretty fatiguing. And pretty bad. Okay, so again, if you need a breather, you just need to sit this one at 100%, do that. Or like I said, just vary the push-up, like sit up the wall. If you want to go from the chair, you can go for it. Okay, so up on my toes, my hands are underneath my elbows or shoulders. Go down, and leg kicks out. Go down, opposite leg kicks out. And then repeat. Again, we're kind of keeping that nice, strong core. So again, a bit of a brace to the stomach, a little bit of that butt squeeze. And again, you're kicking the foot out if you can handle that kind of resistance. And again, it adds the pause at the bottom, which is quite challenging. I'm going to go for my knees for the rest of the cow. Oh. Just breathe for a second. Just take my own advice. And then that's how the knee one will look like. If you're doing push-ups for your knees and kicking up the knee, I'm just going to do a couple more. I'm super bagged and winded. Ah. All right. Okay, catch your breath. Shake it out. Sip of water. I'm kind of debating if I want to do one more round of these things. I'm kind of thinking I'm done. But we're going to go one more, just repeat that last one, because that last one's the most challenging, obviously, of these. Let's go one more set, and just repeat the same 2 exercises. I actually had a more challenging one, but I don't even think I can be able to do it. So, like I said, quality over quantity. I'd rather stick to a progression where you can do cleanly and with good form than just kind of trying to make it so hard on yourself that your form is just out the window and you're flip-flopping all over the place, risking injuring yourself, because obviously now is not the time to get injured, especially because we can't see you guys face to face. But not to say that the virtual physio stuff isn't fantastic. We've had a ton of amazing feedback from this week. We've been trialing it out with a lot of clients. I think one of the biggest things that people say about it is that they actually get to find a program that actually works in their own environment. It's almost like we get to do a home visit with you guys, because we actually get to see your home inside, understand the layout of the room, see what kind of equipment you've got, and customize a program specific to you, your environment, your needs, obviously, like what your goals are, etc., in the confinements of your own home, which is actually super neat. Because that's normally not what we do. Typically, when you come in for a visit, we'll just go, oh, here, do these exercises at home, not understanding what your home environment looks like and what you've got at home. So it's actually super cool to really be able to hone in on a customized program for your home, like a true home-based exercise program. Okay, so anyways, we're going to do one more of those jump lunges. Hopefully you caught your breath. So again, you start in that lunge position, just jump up, and then down into your lunge. And again, if this is too much, maybe a static lunge or stationary lunge for now. Again, you want to have those 2 feet touching the ground at the same time. And I like to do the running arms. Totally up to you if you've got dumbbells and want to add a little bit more challenge. Go nuts. But again, these are pretty challenging themselves, so I wouldn't want to be holding weights. But I know some of you may want to, so go nuts. Just make sure your form is good. One more. Yikes. Oh. I'm not going to talk, I have to breathe. Oh my goodness. As you can tell, I'm not an aerobics instructor. Okay, then we'll do one last round of our push-up with the rock climber. I'm going to actually do this in the chair right now because I'm pretty bagged. And like I said, you just want to push yourself to that place where you feel comfortable and you're safe and you're able to maintain that good form. Okay, last round here. Too much talking. Push up, leg kick, push them out to the side. Engage through your stomach. Keep that butt squeeze. Think about what your face or head posture is doing too. You don't want to have a huge space between your chin and your chest. I kind of like to think you got like a cantaloupe or something, and you're squeezing that underneath your chin against your chest. That's kind of where you want to have your head. So you're keeping that neutral spine, we call it in physio talk. One last one. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, so let's finish off with a couple little stretches here. So I'm going to do a quad, grab my ankle. I'm just going to do actually walking stretches, I'm going to call them. So I'm not even going to hold, get to the range, kind of give it a little bit of, let's call it a squeeze or stretch at the top, and then release and then repeat on the opposite leg. So again, those still rules apply that I always talk about when I do this stretch. I'm trying to keep my knees parallel to each other, or like my knee pointing straight to the ground in this end position. I like to push my hip forward a little bit when I get to that end range, and you should get a little bit of an extra stretch down the front of your quad, or down the front of your thigh. Go a couple more. Good, I'm going to do a hamstring. So again, from the heel, obviously see your heel in front of you, drive the hips back, versus think about reaching down your toe, but just think more about driving my hips back as far as I can. I'm just going to hold that for a second or two, just to allow myself to get into the stretch. Some people actually, as they do that, they kind of swing their hands down. Just really whatever you feel comfortable. I just kind of think more I'm going to leave my hip behind me a little bit, and that Give me a nice stretch down the back of my thigh, into the knee, into the back of the knee. Let's go a couple more. Okay, I'm just gonna go out to the side, lean down. Again, that's that inner thigh. And try to take some deep breaths. I'm struggling to catch my breath. But in with your nose, out through the pursed lips like you're blowing out a birthday candle. My toes are pointing forward as best as I can. Last one across. So like I said, I'm kind of debating whether to cut these back to just once every other day. And Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I'm having my hands behind me and then raising my hands away from my body for the chest stretch. Like I said, I'm finding my personal health is taking a bit of a beating the last almost 3 weeks now with the stress and my anxiety and trying to keep my clients and community out there safe and supported, trying to keep my staff around and have a job for them to come back to and the clinic to open up again. And there's a lot happening for me, so I'm kind of nearing the point of burnout to be vulnerable with you guys. It's pretty scary out there, considering we haven't had any income for the last 3 weeks. Obviously, rent was due yesterday, so it's a scary place. So like I said, I have had a couple of our team reach out, and I'm really grateful for them. So like I said, we have a guest lecturer, let's call her on Monday, Stephanie, out of our Vancouver office. We have Don on Wednesdays, who's, I said he's pretty much committed to Wednesdays for now. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to take over the Friday, just so I can only go once a week, and then do the exercise from home with those other two. Just to allow me to have a bit more time to focus on keeping our clinic alive, really. For those, like I said, who do want to have a bit of personalized session, if you're finding these are way too hard, just not feeling well when you're doing it in terms of like your body hurts, or you just can't keep up because the pace is too much, or if, opposite to that, you're just finding, holy cow, these are super easy, I can do a minimum of these, then again, that's something that you can get a personalized session to help you challenge yourself.